We'll be fine. Not with this. So I can't minimize it, but like absolutely not go back and OBS. Then we're gonna have yeah, you're gonna count Darwin. When you get Darwin down to about 5, you're gonna go ahead and transition.
It works. It working. You're about the same height as me, please. You're the same height as me. Yeah. Oh, so you don't have to run. Oh, so if you want me to. Yes.
Same problem. Wage to where I
think we're just about there.
Darling, we have about 30 seconds.
Oh, 30 seconds. Oh, yay. Are we
10, 9, 8,
7, 6,
5,
3?
2, 1. Wait a minute. Stop.
I love electronics. Electronics are so fun.
No. We got to get her on the podium in the video.
Oh.
Are you a vampire? Okay.
Electronics are the bane of our existence here in camp.
5, 4, 3, 2.
Good morning. My name is Darlene McCormick, and on behalf of the co-pastors and our board of trustees, we welcome you to Colby Memorial Temple for our Sunday service. To begin our service, Bob Trusher will light 3 lights symbolizing the unity of body, mind, and spirit. Thank you, Bob. Please rise for our opening prayer and remain standing for our first 10. Infinite Spirit, thank you for this day, a day of new beginnings, and for all of us gathered together in the light, love, and joy that you bring to us and through us, and let us say together, Amen. All right. Our first hymn will be led by our vocalist, Jamie Osmond, and it will be number 5, Feel Like Traveling On.
45.
45.
45.
45.
Yes, I feel like traveling on. Feel like traveling on. I have to keep coming. Traveling on. Yes, I feel like traveling on. Which brings me out. Yes, I think so.
Thank you. You may be seated.
That was fun. Oh. Judy, the tambourines make a difference. All right, located on the handout and in the front cover of the hymnal are our Declaration of Principles. Please join with me in reciting these principles together. We believe in infinite intelligence. We believe that the phenomena of nature, both physical and spiritual, are the expression of infinite intelligence. We affirm that a correct understanding of such expression and living in accordance therewith constitute true religion. We affirm that the existence and personal identity of the individual continue after the change called death. We affirm that communication with the so-called dead is a fact, scientifically proven by the phenomena of spiritualism. We believe that the highest morality is contained in the golden rule. Whatsoever ye would that others should do unto you, do ye also unto them. We affirm the moral responsibility of the individual and that he makes his own happiness or unhappiness as he obeys or disobeys nature's physical and spiritual laws. We affirm that the doorway to reformation is never closed against any human soul here or hereafter. We affirm that the precepts of prophecy and healing contained in the Bible are divine attributes proven through mediumship. Now, the healing prayer is located in the back of your hymnal, and please recite with me the prayer for spiritual healing. I ask the great unseen healing force to remove all obstructions from my mind and body and to restore me to perfect health. I ask this in all sincerity and honesty, and I will do my part. I ask this great unseen healing force to help both present and absent ones who are in need of help and to restore them to perfect health. I put my trust in the love and power of God. Now, for those of you who wish to receive a spiritual healing, please take a seat along either wall and go to the next available healer. And while the healers work, the rest of us will join in a guided meditation. At this time, we will heal. Settle into a comfortable position with your hands in your lap, palms up or down as you feel comfortable, feet resting flat on the floor. Close your eyes and breathe in deeply and hold and breathe out completely. Again, breathe in, hold, breathe out. Now, breathe in the light of Source. and breathe out the stress of the morning. And as you breathe in, source flows with your breath and through you, to you, moving gently down your body, your throat, heart, stomach. You join your body with the love of Source, and you feel the grace of God. And the light flows downward and inward to the Spirit in you. That is the true you. For this is your soul, and you are infinite. The light, as it flows throughout you, grows. And you feel that light takes on the sheen of red. And you listen. Listen to your true self. Listen to Source. For I am safe. All my needs are being met. I am here in my body, basking in the light of my soul, and all is well. And I become open to new ideas and ways of thinking. And you breathe in red and breathe out orange. And here yet again, for my feelings are the language of my soul. I am learning to express them in a healthy way. And I use my creativity for higher purpose as I let go of negativity. Breathe in orange and breathe out sunshine yellow. Bright, sunny yellow, warming the soul and the power that is you. For just by being me, hear this, just by being me, I am valuable. I am connected to greater life, and I choose love, light, and healing. And I am open to the playfulness of my soul. Breathe in yellow and breathe out emerald green. And that green, it grows and surrounds and it creates a cocoon of love. Here again, listen to your true inner thoughts. Peace is a way of my life. For I love myself, so I can better love others. And I embrace the love of the universe. I forgive myself and others in a grateful, caring manner. Breathe in green and breathe out blue, robin eggshell blue, and here yet again. I will speak my truth lovingly. I open myself to spirit with great clarity, and I welcome the wisdom that is source, and I walk in the grace of that source. I listen with the ear of my heart, for my intuition serves me well. I am peaceful. I am tranquil. I am serene. Going deeper and deeper within your core. Follow your breath. Breathe out the blue and breathe in indigo and float through that gracious color. Be open and listen. Listen to the deeper truth of you, of source, of infinite spirit. And know I am a timeless, eternal being, for my soul is one with the universe. My challenges are spiritual lessons, and I open my eye to the light of that infinity. Breathing, drifting through the rainbow of your thoughts, ever deeper, but yet upward to a beautiful, beautiful purple. Purple that shines with the white sheen that is spirit. And that is also you. And here again, I am grace. I understand the deeper truth of suffering. I experience peace, love, and joy. And breathe. And here yet again, I am peace, love, and joy. Breathe in and breathe out. And on the horizon of that light, that white light, you see a figure, and it comes to you and gets closer. Look with the eye and hear with the ear of your heart. And feel that special loved one, guide, or angel surrounding you, lifting you up. And know that you are blessed by the love of those here and the love of those who now live in your heart. Slowly start to stir. Tell your loved one, guardian, or angel that you'll be back, because you can come to your safe place anytime and every day. And slowly stretch your fingers, start to move. And when you are ready, open your eyes and look to the left and look to the right of you and see the love here in Colby Memorial Temple. Thank you. Everybody feel a little better, a little safer, a little stronger? If you have had a healing resulting in a correction or improvement, please complete the yellow card in your hymnal and give it to the pastor at the back of the temple or mail the card to us. And we would like to thank our healers for sharing their gift. And they are, from left to right, our Reverend Deborah Gretton Gamberg, Marty Hadaway, Daryl Demerit, and our very own Reverend Sheldon Gamberg. Thank you all. All right, please stand for our next hymn. It's number 104, Flow, Spirit, Flow.
Flow, Spirit, flow, and all here be. I am a child for God. Yeah, and let heart be strong. Speak, that thy soul. Spirit of myself, friend,
Thank you. You may be seated.
Doesn't Jamie have a lovely voice? Thank you. All right. And here we come to the main event because it is my honor to introduce Cynthia Gordon, licentiate minister, also known as Cindy. She is a certified healer, teacher, and spiritualist minister. She has served as associate pastor of Colby Memorial Temple and has worked as a hospice volunteer. That is difficult work, and she does it with grace. Her goal is to provide holistic healing that considers the whole person, body, mind, and spirit. So please give a very warm welcome to my friend, Cindy Gordon.
Thank you, Darlene. Hi, everyone. How's everybody doing today? Good?
Good.
All right. Is there anyone out there who's here for the first time today? All right. Welcome. And welcome everyone else. It's not your first time, but it means you're back. My first question that I want to put out there is, what brings people to Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp? Well, there's more than a few answers to that question. One place to start, which we find, is curiosity. Now, curiosity is good. And sometimes people come here just because they're sightseeing and they're visiting Florida. And so they come to see what we're all about. They come into our beautiful bookstore and gift shop, which is filled with a variety of fascinating books. on many different subjects. Beautiful jewelry, crystals, candles, incense, and much more. My main thing with the bookstore is the books, the learning. So people may come in there and what they ask is, where's the cemetery with the devil's chair? And the staff there patiently explains that there is no cemetery in Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp. And the so-called devil's chair is actually in the Lake Helen Cemetery. Now, the devil's chair is a well-known tale in these parts, and it was said to have been built as a mourning chair for a person to use while paying respect to his deceased relatives. But local lore has spawned many legends about the chair. One is that if you leave an unopened beer can on it overnight, when you return the next morning, you will find the can empty, although still sealed. How about that? Now, while rather a fun story, we hope that while people are here, they will look around and take in the many more wonderful things to be found here. But some are just here to find a thrill, and whether there's any truth to it or not, but that's okay, God bless them. So what's another reason people come to Cassadaga? And this is a big one here. They come because they've suffered a loss. You know, I have to say that this was the reason that I came here in 2009. Now, since 1986, quite a while, I had lived in the town of Lake Mary, which is really just 20 miles from here. Now, I was aware that the Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp was here, and I thought about visiting, but I just never did. Well, you know what they say, when the student is ready, the teacher will appear. So that all changed in 2008 when two of my relatives, a young niece and nephew, both passed away. They were young people, ages 26, and my nephew had just turned 40, had a young family. My sister Jan was devastated because this was her youngest daughter and her oldest son, youngest and oldest children, passed in the same year, 8 months apart. So now I no longer believe in coincidences, but I do believe in synchronicity. I was at work, which was a doctor's office, and I met a woman who was there for a doctor visit. It was my job to get the person ready to see the doctor. And while I was doing that, she looked at me quizzically for kind of what seemed like a long time, although I'm sure it was only a few seconds. And she said, you know, I don't usually bring this up in a public setting. She said, but you're very open. And then she said, I'm a medium and I live in Cassadaga. Oh, I said. And within the next 10 minutes, I had told her about the loss of my niece and nephew. And we had what I would call a really, really intriguing conversation. And she suggested that I come here and get a reading by one of the mediums here in the Spiritualist Camp. She offered to help me get it set up, and she did just that. So a couple of weeks later, there I was right here, Cassadaga Spiritualist Camp, and I experienced my first reading. Now, my sister, who lived in another state, was thrilled when I relayed to her the information that came through from my nephew and others. It was absolutely fantastic. and extremely evidential. Very healing for our family. And there were some things for me personally that were pointed out that just totally astounded me. So I have to say, in retrospect, that was the beginning of a journey in which spiritualism literally changed my life. The first time I attended church here, I loved it. That's when I really started to study spiritualism. Spiritualism is a science, philosophy, and religion of the continuity of life, and it's based on the demonstrated fact of communication by means of mediumship with those who live in the spirit world. It's a science because it investigates, analyzes, and classifies facts and manifestations demonstrated from the spirit side of life. It's a philosophy because it studies the laws of nature, both on the seen and unseen sides of life, and bases its conclusions upon facts. As a religion, it strives to understand and to comply with the physical, mental, and spiritual laws of nature, which we believe are the laws of God. Spiritualism is a religion of knowing, not a religion of faith. And how fascinating it is to see the demonstrations of spirit manifestation, mediumship, spiritual healing, independent and automatic writing, trance, psychometry, materialization and dematerialization, apportation, levitation, director independent voice, spirit photography. But one is not asked to take these things on faith, but to experience them for oneself. And if you stick around here long enough, you will witness and experience some of these. Now, there's no doctrine in spiritualism. Instead, there's a declaration of principles, which you heard and read at the beginning of the service. Spiritualism is a natural religion because it's based on natural law. As a religion, spiritualism is a way of life, not a dogma or a creed. Now, as I learned more about spiritualism and began to apply the principles in my own life, it's true that my life did change drastically. My life changed because I changed. I'll never forget when my, at that time, husband one day looked at me incredulously and said, "Who are you?" And that's okay. Change is inevitable, isn't it? Yes, some difficult changes were in store for me, but it was all for my highest and best, and I would not change a thing. Now, if I was to tell you all of the stories about how I was guided by spirit through all of the changes that happened, we'd be here for a long time. Another reason people come here is because they're seeking answers. While at one time they accepted what their religion taught them, they had begun to question, reason, and evaluate what they were taught. Some of what they were expected to believe as fact just didn't make sense to them. You know, life is all about learning and about asking questions. Spiritualism answered many of my own questions. I remember thinking while attending church here, wow, I had no idea that this religion even existed, and it makes so much sense. And while there's truths to be found in all religions, spiritualism teaches that true religion is living in obedience to natural law. So a first step is studying natural law. Spiritualism welcomes people of all beliefs and condemns no one. We know that we are each on our own spiritual path, and we must take the direction that is right for us at whatever pace we choose to take. There's so much good that spiritualism can do for a person. It brings comfort to those who grieve and alleviates sorrow. It removes the fear of death, as it is proven to us that death is but merely a change in condition, and that those in spirit are not dead, but are even more alive and enjoying a much more wonderful existence, possibly than when they were in the dense physical body. Also, it gives hope to those who might fear the worst in the afterlife because of what other religions believe and have taught them. And we're not brothers and sisters because of us having the same beliefs. We're all brothers and sisters because we're all creations of God, and each given that divine spark. Spiritualism gives us a sense of oneness with the universe, and yet at the same time, it opens us to realize and utilize our higher gifts and talents as an individual spark of the divine. When I asked my friend Laura to describe what spiritualism meant to her, she stated this: "It moved me from thinking spirit communication was scary or evil to fully understanding that it is of light. Spirit communication is normal and good. It taught me that the experiences I was having are normal and good." So for people who are noticing that they have certain abilities, they can come and study here and learn to enhance and also control their gifts. They can learn how to use them for good. With this understanding, they are no longer afraid of their own innate abilities. Is anyone here familiar with the Yoga Sutras of Patanjali? Anybody heard of that? Got a couple nods there. Okay, so they are a collection of Sanskrit sutras or aphorisms on the theory and practice of yoga. They were compiled in the early centuries CE by the sage Patanjali in India, who synthesized and organized knowledge about yoga from very old religious traditions. In the sutras, it addresses the problem of ignorance. It says that ignorance is regarding the impermanent as permanent, the impure as pure, the painful as pleasant, and the non-self as the self. Now, in achieving mastery of the self, the 5 obstacles we must overcome are ignorance, egoism, attachment, aversion, and clinging to bodily life. And who wouldn't cling to bodily life if we think that's all there is? And Yogananda, the great yogi who brought the Eastern teachings to the West, says this: "The greatest sin is ignorance, not to know what life is all about. And the greatest virtue is wisdom, to know the meaning and purpose of life and its creator, to know that we are not little human beings, but that we are one with him is wisdom." And I would say that we are all here for a purpose, and part of our task is finding out what that is for each of us. So, what good does spiritualism do? Now, there's a book in our bookstore called Real Spiritualism. It's written by a man named Thomas E. Williams. He wrote it in 2021. And I'd like to share an excerpt from his book. Spiritualism impels us towards greater freedom spiritually, as well as greater self-expression and freedom of thought. It brings to the surface our spiritual attributes, such as inspiration, healing powers, and mediumistic abilities. Spiritualism provides stimulation for the thinker within us. It's left up to each person to progress spiritually and to accept what she or he deemed to be logical truth. Spiritualism has helped me realize that indeed God is infinite intelligence and infinite love. It has taught me that we are not unworthy sinners, as I was taught elsewhere. Each one of us are loved unconditionally by God because God is love. In fact, God is the source of love, infinite love, and we know the spirit world is full of love as well. Spiritualism teaches us to know thyself and helps us realize our true nature. It gives us understanding of natural law, continuity of life, and the inevitability of progress. It broadens our outlook and gives us a greater fulfillment of life, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It is a religion of love, peace, joy, and comfort, of which all people may freely partake and find therein true happiness in life and true soul expression. By living in obedience to natural law, we expel negative factors of life and dwell on the positive things, growing all aspects of our life in the proper manner. We fulfill the law of life through our love. We are to grow in knowledge and truth, raise our consciousness, and serve others. If we love abundantly, increasing our awareness as well as the awareness of others, in doing this, we help humanity move towards a higher consciousness and spiritual awareness. Well, amen and well said, Mr. Williams. And that was from his book. So I want to thank everyone for being here today. And I hope whether you were here for a little time or a long time, you'll keep exploring, learning, having fun, and continuing to grow. And I wish you blessings on your journey. Thank you.
Well done, Cindy Gordon. Okay. Yes. We live little bits of ourselves here and there. During our musical interlude, we will be passing the basket, and we thank you in advance for your generosity. Oh, I hope I don't start tripping over words. Our musical interlude will be presented by Jamie. Thank you.
I searched for love when the night came and it closed in. And I was alone, but you found me where I was hiding. And now I'll never ever be the same. It was the sweetest voice that called my name, saying, you're not alone, for I'm here. Let me wipe away your every tear. My love never left your side. I have seen you through the darkest night. And I'm the one who's loved you all your life. All your life. You cry yourself to sleep, 'cause the hurt is real and the pain cuts deep. And all hope seems lost, with heartache your closest friend, and everyone else long gone. You've had to face the music on your own. If there is a sweeter song that calls you home, saying you're not for I am here. Let me wipe away your everything. My love never left your side. I have seen you through the darkest night. And I have loved you all your life. Faithful and true, forever. My love will carry you. You're not for I am here. Let me wipe away your every tear. Oh yeah, my love never left your side. I have seen you through the darkest night, your darkest night. And I'm the one who's loved you all your life. All your life. Thank you, Spirit. Thank you for always being there.
That one brings a tear to one and everyone's eye. You are not alone. Thank you, Jamie. Okay. Please assume an attitude of prayer while we thank you for the gifts. Mother, Father, God, thank you for these gifts from those gathered here today. Allow us the wisdom to use them for our highest and best. And in this we say, Amen. All right, announcements. Next Wednesday, August 23rd, our message bearer is Robin Mattatino. Next Sunday, well, that's the 27th already. Our guest speaker at our 10:30 service is our very own Reverend Dr. Sheldon Gamber. Every Sunday, we have Adult Lyceum, also known as Sunday School, from 9:30 to 10:15 in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. And next Sunday, August 27th, our Lyceum speaker is me, Darlene McCormick. This afternoon from 2 to 4 p.m., Reverend Diane Davis is having a workshop titled Intuitive Play in the Andrew Jackson Davis building. And next Sunday, August 27th, we will be having our monthly membership orientation meeting. Session number 3, it will be in the Parkner building, which is across from the bookstore, just right across from Casadega Road. It's that cute little 2-story house. So please join us next Sunday for that. To participate in absentee healing, please print the name and the first initial of a loved one, friend, or even a pet in our healing book located in the left corner of Colby Temple. Flyers for camp events are at the back of the temple. We have our activities calendar and our bulletin. They should have been in your hymnal, but do feel free to pick up extra copies to take to a friend or family member. And always look for our website, casadega.org, to verify the monthly calendar information as well as upcoming events. Please stand for our next hymn, number 110, Count Your Blessings.
Taking all years long, count your many blessings, name them one by one, and it will surprise you what the Lord has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your blessings, see what God has done. Count your blessings, name them one by one. Count your many blessings, see what God and you will be singing of the day. You're singing them one by one. Not be discouraged by the world.
We always seem to get it in the end, don't we?
You're good. We've got that. Oh, that was just fun. All righty. Oh, we're to the message portion of our service, and that'll be me, Darlene McCormick. All righty. May I come to the woman with the big smile, the dark hair, kind of a, yes, you're turning around, so that must be you. You know, stepping up and into your vibration. Oh, you were just feeling the joy of this day. And that is a relief for you, I would say, because you've had an awful lot on your mind lately. There's a gentleman that steps forward of paternal energy, father, grandfather, however, could be an uncle. He comes around you and he says, oftentimes he thinks you know he's there. And he is there to support you in your endeavors. He said, don't forget, he's funny, you're smarter than the average bear, is what he's saying. And you are stronger than most. Oh, he's getting very emotional. He's just very, very proud of you. Some of the things, you've had an awful lot of stuff that comes. Everybody may notice that life is change and not all of it feels welcome at first, but you have a gift for taking those challenges and recognizing them for what they are. And what's your first name? Okay. You just plow right through that stuff. You just plow right through it all. And you're trying always, it's an old saying, you say, making lemonade from lemons. Now, that all being said, things have been turning around really very nicely for you. Things have been coming more your way. So please acknowledge that that is happening. Sometimes whenever you go through a whole lot of chaotic, that's just indicating that good change is following, and that change is happening now. As we roll into the holidays, you're going to be feeling lighter on your feet. He would like you to be aware of the gifts that you have, because sometimes you have so much stuff going on that when things trouble you, you just tamp it right down in and you'll look at it later, but you know, you're not looking. He wants you to look, because in some of that stuff, there are seeds of joy that you may have overlooked. So hold things up to the light, turn it 1/4 of an inch, and just see it a little bit differently. And I'll leave that with light and love. I hope that was helpful. All right. See, we always go boink, 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 but I'm going to go this way first. May I come to the woman in the black shirt, long hair? What is your first name? See, you know, I ask you your names and then I can't hear it half the time, so I'm just going to wing that one. Say Montana. Okay, that's a cool name. There's a woman that steps in. She was a handful. This is the mothers and fathers and grandfathers. They're just flocking all in. You know, when you all come here, you bring everybody, and then people are pushing forwards from the other side. And it's kind of funny because there's a gentleman that wants to talk, but the woman is like, no, that's me. She was a little bit on the taller side. She says she got a little bit fluffy, but that was because she was such a dang good cook. And she's funny. She was the one, when she brought a casserole to a picnic or a family gathering, she says, I brought my dish home empty. There were many who didn't. So she took great pride in her cooking. I'm one of those that brings home half my stuff, so I kind of get what she's saying. Holidays, I don't know what they're talking holidays already. There's some different family plates and things that you have that she would like to see you fill with food and have and rejoin some. There's been a little schism, is what she's saying, a little break sometimes between yourself and some of the other family members. People make you crazy sometimes, don't they, Montana? And it's just been a little bit difficult for you to navigate through these. She wants you to know that's not on you. And also, it's okay sometimes things just have to be said. And if you have to, she was one, she could, if something came in her mind, it would come out, and she didn't care if it was tinged with a little bit of rude. And she just would like to see you be able to speak your mind a little bit clearer. You have great abilities, and you are valuable just the way you are. Remember to love yourself so that you can more joyously love others. And, you know, forgiving yourself is a very difficult thing sometimes, but there isn't, she's saying, you're a wonderful person. There's not a whole heck of a lot to forgive yourself, and don't confuse forgiveness with forgetting when you're forgiving another person. So if you open your heart to some of these people that have hurt your feelings, and have an open and honest discussion, you will have the relief of having that been said. Laying in bed looping, I really should have said this, I really should have said that, is not helpful. And getting it off your chest, as it were. And you don't have to be rude, because you're generally not, but she could be. And I think I better just leave that one go with love and light. I hope that was helpful for you. And then I come to you. What is your first name? Kelly?
Yeah.
Kathy. Yeah, I'll get that here checked. Kathy, there's a younger man that is stepping in. Presenting, I want to say 20s, 30s, somewhere in there. It is kind of an odd one because He's presenting younger than what he was when he passed. He's saying that he wasn't really, he never really grew up as well as, or as he was expected to, and that I'll never grow up, not me, is what he's giving off as energy. There was some reckless behavior involved when he was in his 20s and ran amok, as it were. He is fine. Reckless behavior is not to be confused with anything other than, he says, I was just, well, he's saying a word again, a dumb butt. and sometimes he wouldn't listen. You have some people around you right now that you feel never listen, and you talk, and he just wants you to know, one, you are loved. And two, he is fine. He is just fine. And there was not a darn thing that anyone could have done to alter the course of the events. And when he passed and went to the other side, his first thought was, and then his next thought was, oh, this is all right. This is all right. And he is growing on the other side. And I just want to leave that with love and light. And thank you. Thank you, Kathy. Thank you all. I thought I was going to sit down, but it's not my turn yet. We would like to remind everyone that we will have our afternoon message service from 12 to 12:30 here in Colby Temple. Group of mediums and student mediums will be giving spirit readings to as many individuals as they can reach during that approximate 30 minutes. Everyone is welcome. And we encourage you to visit our bookstore. I made a mental note of that book that Cindy mentioned in her talk. I'll be checking that one out. It is open 11:30 to 5 today, and open Monday through Saturdays from 10 to 6. Please rise for our closing hymn and remain standing for the closing prayer. Oh, until we meet again, may the kindness of spirit precede you. May the warmth of spirit be with you. May the wisdom and light of God follow you throughout this week. Have a wonderful day, and thank you all for coming. And let it begin with me.